I'm back from home. It's just awesome. It's just awesome being out in God's creation. It's awesome when you think of how the Lord has blessed humanity, what man can make. You know, when you read the book of Revelation or you read in the Bible, that man cannot imagine the things that God has in store. When you walk around the Caribbean and you see how humanity has built some awesome homes. They've used the wood that God has given, the stone, the metals, and what they've built. You know, when you go back to the time of the beginning, you know, before the flood, and you hear that what man could do with his hands. Wow, when you come out to the Caribbean and you see the homes that people have built and what they've lived in, and the sun is shining. And everybody knows, like if you're from England, you know, when the sun shines, everybody becomes more happier. And you know, God is just awesome to us, man. I've got to make it to the King of Glory, not just for the goods that God has in store, that home that He's made for us, that He knows the mind, what you really want, and He's designed that mind, because obviously the Holy Spirit can read your thoughts, your mind, the inner being of the man. So God knows what really a man would want as a home. Wow, when you think of it, it's awesome. You know, to think that, you know, you're here, you know, you step away from the beaten path of where you live. If you're living in England, you're living in Germany, you're living in Australia, Italy, and you come out to somewhere else and you see the beauty of different parts of the world, and you say to yourself, isn't that so nice? You look at the lustrous grass. I remember when I was in Egypt, they had this a grass, I can't remember its name, it was just different, man. It wasn't like the turf that we had in England or what you have on the golf course, but it was this rugged grass that was so nice. Different variations of the plants, different species of the animals. Wow. You know, man itself testifies of God. Even in his building, to have that mind, they just said that everything just came boom and bang. But no way, think about a man when he designs a home. And you just have to go into a home and you say to yourself, I just say like, who the hell designed that? Man, it is just, wow. I'm telling you, man. And when you get into nature and you see the hand of nature and you see how God has put the little animals, the little plants together, you know that nature testifies of God. You know without a shadow of doubt that nature needs an interpreter. Because obviously, you know, like you see the spider, and the spider has its children, and she feeds them, and at the end they turn and eat her, because she's willing to give her life away. She's willing to give her life for her children. And when you interpret that we should have that love where we're willing to lay our life down, turn our lives over, that someone can make it. We have many like war heroes and people like that, that they die for their comrades. They'd rather be a coward and turn away. And in this time of life, right, where we're heading up towards the son-in-law, there's no time to be a coward. We need to be putting our lives in order. We can see interest rates are going up, and we know for a fact that the governments of the world, the Schiffs, the Morgans, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, they're looking to take everything away from everybody. And you know that the government and everybody's corrupted. Look at Boris Johnson having his parties because he knows they were the ones that were spraying the place when they were doing the and putting it out there. They know there was nothing wrong. We need to wake up and do something. When I say do something, we need to really ask the Lord to come into our lives. I'm allowed to see Him. I'm honestly telling you, man, I feel the pangs of the Laodicean condition because I'm rich. Not because I'm here, this ain't my home. You know, this ain't my house. I mean, I'm in my friend's home. But when I go to England, I think that I eat every day right? I've got a nice bed, I've got a nice home I live in, right? You know, my cup runneth over. God has been so good towards me and my family. My kids are living with me, right? You know, I'm happy in that sense. And I come home, I push the key, my daughter's there, my son's there, I have a big son, he's already set his family up. I'm happy. I'm in the Laodicean condition, you know, I don't want for anything. I have enough means. And this is what's killing all of us. We need to break out. We need to break out and ask the Lord to break up the fallow ground and give us a new heart, as Ezekiel 36 says, that Lord, to give us a new heart. We need a new mind. We need to have that vision that Isaiah saw in Isaiah 7. Right, we need to see what Ezekiel saw on the river Chibo, when he saw those wheels interceding within the wheels. We need to be like Daniel, right, that we fall on the ground and just give it all to the Lord. How do we do that? How do we do that? How do we do that? We need to be praying. And you know, I got up this morning and I've been talking to the Lord, because I ain't right. I could do a video all day long. I can preach if I want to preach. I could stand before 1,000 men and women easy. It doesn't faze me. You know, I was on the preaching circuit. I heard of the laurels of men when they stand up and they praise you. Don't do nothing. Don't get me wrong, if I was a singer, maybe that would get to me. You know, I could sing. Obviously, like Sadie had a I don't know if it was four pipes in his throat and he could sing. And you know, he was exalted. Maybe if I was a musician and I could sing and play, that exalt me. But I'm telling you, some of us are exalted, some of us are in the lowlands. We need a heart, we need a pole. We need to really need to be doing something for ourselves, man. Helping the Almighty. I'm praying for myself and I'm praying for you, that God will break up the folly ground in our lives. God will set us on fire, that we can do something. A lot of us, we know plenty. You know, a lot of us know the Bible very well. Maybe not all of the Bible. Some of us do. A large proportion of it. But we really need love within the walls of the heart. We really need a yearning. I'll be honest with you, when I was flying out here, I watched a film on the plane. It was called Justice and Mercy. And tears came to my eyes. I saw injustice. And you know, I didn't realize the story, but it's a story that I knew in America, of a guy that was accused of a crime of killing somebody, and the person died, and it wasn't him. The police set him up. And to be honest with you, eventually he beat the case. And the injustices, tears came to my eyes on the plane. And I thank the Lord for that experience, because I was just thinking my heart was hardened, because there's so much things have happened. I'm like, I don't really care. But when I watch that, you know, and I'm not an emotional person. I don't cry. You know, I don't cry. My dad died, I never cried when my dad died. There's loads of tragedies that happened, I never cried. But when I watch the injustice, and when I watch the injustice of the governments around the world, and what they're doing around the world, I don't know. But anyway, someone's knocking, so I'm going to sign off and we'll talk later.